Judd Apatow has a history of hyper-reflexivity, turning his films into ruminations on his own world. His latest Pete Davidson-led project, though, suggests a conscious effort to change and let the story unfold independent of himself. The weirdest scene in any Judd Apatow movie has to be the bit in Trainer when LeBron James stages an intervention for his close friend Aaron, Bill Hader, featuring Chris Evert, Matthew Broderick, and Marv Albert. It's an amazing assemblage, and Hader's character knows it. As the only non-celebrity in the room, he's at once skeptical and freaked out about what it all means. Not all of us can be Ferris Bueller and marry the star of Sex and the City, his character pleads at one point, by way of explaining his modest goals. Why not? I did, Broderick replies, secure in the knowledge that what Aaron calls his charmed life is just business as usual. The point isn't whether the sequence is funny. If we're ranking the cameos, Marv Albert is the MVP, but what it suggests about Apatow's relationship to celebrity, which is at once self-conscious and second nature. It's a complex structure that gets another variation in The King of Staten Island, which hits VOD on Friday and stars Saturday Night Live's Pete Davidson as a version of himself, a heavily tattooed 20-something dealing with depression and mourning the tragic death of his firefighter father while deciding what to do with his life. Famous people and their well-established personalities have served as punchlines in Apatow's work from the beginning. As a writer in the 1990s on the hugely influential HBO series The Larry Sanders Show, he was partially responsible for an Inch House style predicated on a purposeful and at times audacious blurring of the line between showbiz satire and the real thing. This trickery began with the fact that Gary Shandling's acting in the title role of a smarmy Johnny Carson wannabe was, to paraphrase Ben Folds 5, the best imitation of himself. As Apatow moved from TV into features, his sensibility remained the same. The 40-year-old virgin is basically a parody of a standard-issue romantic comedy, but it draws its biggest laughs from celebrity specifics, like the priceless running joke about Michael McDonald serving as an electronics store's running greet chorus. "If I hear Yarmo be there one more time," says Paul Rudd salesman to the boss played by Jane Lynch, "I'm gonna Yarmo burn this place to the ground." Apatow's insistence as a director on a certain kind of naturalism a lived-in handout by far less cartoony than the surrealist excesses of Anchorman or You Don't Mess with the Zone, which he produced and wrote, respectively to some extent, justifies his fetish for pop cultural authenticity. Contrast this with his former HBO stablements Bob Odenkirk and David Cross on Mr. Show, who mostly invented celebrity figures instead of directly impersonating anyone, and kept cameos to a minimum. It's one thing to have your characters relentlessly name-check well-known Hollywood figures, be like David Caruso in Jade, Seth Rogen tells Steve Carell in The 40-Year-Old Virgin, and another to angle your cinema so far in the direction of art imitating life that it starts to feel less like a strategy and more like an obsession, one that's yielded interestingly mixed results.